Hey y'all, it's Lindsay and I want to share with you my command center transformation.
Every home has it, a wasteland where everyone drops their things the moment they come into the door, littered with mail, newspapers, keys, art projects, science experiments, oil diffusers, and the list goes on and on. Stacy from Sharing Mommy Magic and I decided to come together and do a command center collaboration. In light of what you've just seen, this was a necessary and highly motivating idea for me. Stacy and I have done several collabs in the past, and she always has great tips and ideas for our homes, crafts for kids, recipes she shares, and tons more. I'm going to have her video linked in my description box below, and I'm really excited to see what she comes up with for this collab. So this bar area of our house is kind of a central dumping ground for us. We immediately drop our things here at the bar, and that's not really what I had originally wanted for this space. I originally thought that we would use this as a breakfast spot for the girls with a few bar stools. And since I spend so much time in my kitchen, I thought that it would be perfect to serve them breakfast right here. But the reality is we don't use this space in that way. And instead of trying to fight our dumping space, I've decided to just embrace it and make it more functional for ourselves. When I was thinking about what we would actually need in a command center, I thought about the fact that Pinterest is so full of ideas that are very inspiring, but don't always work well with our space, or they're too permanent for what we really want. The main thing that I needed in a command center was flexibility and a very clear, simple process to keep up with the clutter that's always finding its way into our home. As far as practical things, I really needed a spot where I could have my mail dealt with immediately. My notepads and pens needed a home. I needed a few other odds and ends like a few bobby pins, paper clips, and our keys. And I also knew that we needed a place for our year-long calendar and our weekly calendar. Now our calendars live on a refrigerator, and for now that's perfect for us. But as for the rest of the things, I didn't really have any good way of keeping those things well contained so that I could deal with them in the future. So I hopped on Amazon and I found this really great countertop sorter where I'm going to take some file folders for things like mail that needs to be dealt with, things that we need to have quick access to, like swim passes or various coupon booklets from our local high school. And then I also knew that I needed a place for bills to pay. So with just keeping these things in our command center, it will sort of cut down on the clutter that's just sitting on our countertop space. And I also have a really neat little folder that's got a bunch of notepads in it. And I decided that this was a perfect place to store those as well. And then my pens, my keys, those all definitely need a home in this little container. While I'm not a huge fan of honey-colored oak, I like the fact that this one I found does sort of mesh nicely with the rest of our kitchen space, so it doesn't look like it's completely out of place. This basket here has been our catch-all quote-unquote command center for the past I don't know how long, but it doesn't really work well for us. It collects all kinds of things: business cards, car keys, broken off pop socket rings, and various things like paper clips and flashlights. There was a screwdriver, there were 2 knives, some sunglasses, just a straight up catch-all spot. And that just wasn't really working well, and I really wanted to change it up to be much more functional. And while I love having a basket to collect things like those tools that we typically do need in the kitchen, it's just not the greatest place on the planet for all the rest of the things. It gets very cluttered up with all those pens and those notepads and cards. One of the nice things about using an organizer like this is that I've got lots of different options. I can kind of play with how things are situated in here and really make it functional for us. I do fully plan to keep the little basket with handles on our countertop, but really just make it for things like those screwdrivers, knives, the flashlight, just those tools that we do find we regularly need, especially whenever it comes to a loose cabinet. It's really helpful to have a screwdriver in your kitchen. And I'm also fully intending on ensuring the girls keep all of their crafts and materials in that cabinet that is beneath this command center area. So that's all I have for you today. I thank you so much for watching, and I really encourage you to go check out Stacy's video down in the description box, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.